Hi, my dear students. Today I am going to discuss the new chapter Human Geography, Nature and Scope from the book Human Geography. This is a totally new chapter for you all, and this chapter is going to provide you information about how human geography came into existence. What is its nature and what are its scope? Okay. So, before I proceed to discuss this chapter, first of all, let me make you aware that basically geography is mainly divided into two parts. The subject of geography is mainly divided into two parts, that is physical geography and human geography. Physical geography, we all know, it discusses about the earth's various physical features, okay, as well as the atmosphere, climate and etc. But our focus of studies will be on human geography in this book. So let us proceed to the discussion. Human geography. Human geography, it is a field, or you can say geography, it is a field of study, okay, which is integrative, empirical and practical in nature. Okay, geography is a subject which is very integrative, empirical and practical in nature. Okay, and the reach of geography is very extensive, means every phenomenon in this world can be discussed, okay, through geography. And this phenomenon, it varies from over space and time. That means from one place to another and from one time to another, it varies. So basically we know that the earth, it comprises two major components, okay, that is the physical environment or the nature and the life forms, or the which includes the human being. Life forms includes the human beings and the other life forms on the earth. Okay, these are the two major components of the earth. Okay, that is the nature, physical environment and the life forms, human beings, plants, animals, etc. So physical geography is a subject which mainly deals with the physical environment, okay, like the landforms, the water bodies, the climate, okay, the atmosphere, the, okay, these are the things, okay, which is discussed through physical geography. And human geography is a subject which studies the relationship between this physical or the natural things with the human world, or you can say human geography studies the relationship between the physical and the human world. It also studies the spatial distribution of human phenomena, okay, the different phenomena we human beings, okay, have created, or whatever you can say, okay, over the space, that is being discussed through human geography. And how do they came, the social and the economic differences between the different parts of the world, etc., is being studied by human geography. The core concern of geography as a discipline is to understand the earth as a home of human beings. And if you talk about the main part of geography, I am just leaving human geography or physical, I am talking only about geography. If we talk about only geography, so the main concern of geography is to study about the earth, okay, as a home for the human beings, because we know that the earth is the home for the human beings, which provides us with shelter, food, everything. Okay, so the main concern of geography is to study this earth, okay, that how we came into existence, how we have adapted ourselves and how the different phenomena is being going on. And also we study those elements which have sustained them, okay, and we also study those elements which have sustained human life. Thus emphasis is on study of nature and human beings. Okay, so thus geography mainly focuses on the study of nature and the human beings. Okay, see, now geography is a subject which got subjected to dualism. It plays a dual role, you can say, okay, and there is a wide ranging debate about this dual role of geography. There are many scholars who consider geography as a law making or theorizing subject, okay, and there are many scholars who think geography as a descriptive subject. So among the geographers also there is a vast difference in opinion. Some of them, they say geography is only study about the physical environment. Some they say no, geography is study about the interrelationship between the physical environment and the human beings and all. So there is a wide ranging debate among these scholars. Okay, and that is why it is said that geography is a subject which got subjected to dualism. Okay, so whether its subject matter should be organized and approach of the study should be regional or systematic, this is also a question for all the geographers. Many geographers they put a question whether geography is a subject which should be studied in an organized way or whose approach of study should be regional or systematic. Okay, regional approach means when we study about some particular phenomena of a particular region, and systematic approach means when we study first about the phenomenon and then the distribution of that phenomenon, that where this phenomenon exists, why this exists, and what are its impact. Okay, whether geographical phenomena be interpreted theoretically or through historic institutional approach, and these all geographical phenomenons, whatever we see, the sun rises, the sun sets, the weather changes, the climate changes, okay, everything, the landforms and all, it undergoes transformation, everything, whether it should be interpreted theoretically or through some historical approach, this has been the thing, question of many of the geographers. Okay, even during the early period of, you can say, emergence of geography, at that time also many scholars were there. Okay, Radgel, Paul Weidel de la Blache, and many other scholars were there who were of different opinion about the study of geography. Okay, and this all have been the issues for intellectual exercise, mainly the intellectual persons, or you can say the scholars at that time, and this was the main issue of the scholars of that period of time. Okay, to discuss about the questions of geography. But finally you will appreciate that the dichotomy between physical and the human is not a very valid one. Okay, because nature and humans are inseparable part. Okay, there are many questions put forward by many geographers and all. They consider geography studies only the physical environment, some say geography studies the human environment. But what we believe that geography is a subject which cannot be studied separately, because human beings and nature are inseparable elements, and this should be seen holistically, and this should be studied together for better understanding of the physical environment and also for better understanding of the human phenomena. Okay, so this is how the geography, okay, or you can say the field of human geography came into existence. It is interesting to note that both the physical and human phenomena are described in metaphor, and even if you see, like many of all the, if you ask your grandparents and all, okay, in science also we talk about the many historical phenomena are there, or you can see many phenomena, the natural phenomena are there which are actually described by metaphors, by using the symbols and all from the human body, human anatomy, or you can say by from the human anatomy. Like whenever we talk about cyclone, okay, so the center of the cyclone is basically referred to as the eye of the cyclone. Okay, so we often talk of the face of the earth, eye of the storm, mouth of the river, from where the river originates, that is known as the mouth of the river. Okay, nose of the glaciers, the neck of the isthmus, and the profile of the soil, that is the layer of the soil. So here you see different body parts of human beings has been used, okay, to describe different physical features on the earth. Similarly, the villages, the regions, towns and all has been described as organisms by some of the German geographers. Okay, like Radgel and all, they have described it as organism. Why organisms? Because these regions, village, towns and all, they go on expansion, they go on increasing. Like organism, what is like organism has its own lifespan, isn't it? Some they grow, they take birth, they grow, they evolve and all. In the same way, regions, villages, towns and all, they also grow. Okay, they become bigger and bigger day by day. Okay, that is why it is considered as organisms. Even the network of roads, the railways, the waterways and all, it all has been described as the arteries of circulation. Like we talk about, whenever we talk about the human bodies and all, okay, like we are having the arteries through which the okay, so in the same way, network of roads, railways and waterways has been described as the arteries of circulations. Okay, so here you can see that different parts of the human bodies is used to describe different human different physical phenomena and all. Okay, now one question arises, the basic question which arises now: can we separate nature and humans when they are so intricately intertwined? So you put this question to yourself: do you really think that can we separate nature and human beings? Okay, what I think is no. Nature and human beings cannot be separated because they are very intimately related. Without nature, human beings cannot develop. Survival of the human beings is not possible, and as well as without human beings, the better understanding of the nature is also not possible. The nature cannot be utilized to its full extent. So, we can say that human geography is a subject which studies the interrelationship between the physical environment and the socio-cultural environment which is being created by the human beings through mutual interaction with each other. Okay, so what is the subject matter of human geography? The human geography basically studies about the interrelationship between the physical environment, between the natural environment, the forest, the landscape, the mountains, the plateaus, the climate, weather, whatever you talk about. Okay, this is what about the physical environment with the socio-cultural environment which is being created by the human beings. Socio-cultural environment means whatever things we have created, the town, cities, infrastructure, whatever, it has relation with the physical environment. While physical environment has been greatly modified by the human beings, it has also in turn impacted human lives. Okay, so physical environment, it has greatly influenced the human beings and all. It has modified the human beings. For example, you can see depending upon the climate condition or depending upon the relief feature or topography of a particular region, the food habit of the people, their clothing style, their occupation pattern, it varies. Okay, like if you go to the polar areas, the food habit, their work pattern is totally different from the people living in the tropical areas or in the subtropical areas, isn't it? So the physical environment has greatly modified the living condition of the human beings, and on the other hand, the human beings have also impacted the physical environment. The human beings has also changed the physical environment. Okay, we have also caused lot of change to the physical and modified the physical environment. Like we are cutting down the mountains, we are making industries, we are making dams and also. Okay, we are changing the pattern of the soil, we are increasing the fertility of the soil by using various kinds of chemical fertilizers and all. Okay, which is done by the human being. Similarly, different physical changes has taken place because of human lives and all. Okay, so this is the definition of human geography given by different scholars, and it is very important. Okay, like Radjal, he defined human geography is the synthetic study of relationship between the human societies and the earth surface. Okay, so this definition is very important, you have to learn it. Okay, LNC Sample, he described that human geography is the study about the changing relationship between the unresting man and the unstable earth. He said that the relationship goes on changing between the unresting men. Like we human beings are unresting, we always go on innovating new things, we always go on, okay, developing new technology, new things and all. And what we do, we implement it on our physical environment. Okay, and even the earth is unstable in nature because the transformation of the different physical features of the earth is still continuing. Okay, Paul Weidel de la Blache, he said, conceptions resulting from a more synthetic knowledge of the physical laws governing our earth and of the relationship between the living beings which inhabit it is the subject matter of human geography. So Paul Weidel de la Blache, he said, the conception which arises, okay, because of the physical laws, okay, which governs our earth and the relation between the human beings is actually the subject matter of human geography. So this is how human geography came into existence, as and we as a geographers must study human geography to have a better understanding of our physical environment. Okay, to understand this intricate relationship between the humans and the nature, how nature has influenced the humans and how human beings has influenced the nature. That is the main concern of study in human geography. I hope this topic is clear to you all. Thank you everyone.